So guys, it's no secret that I hold Peloton stock, ticker symbol PTON, and it's also no secret that it's been one of my worst performing stocks here in 2021. Now, it's not only because of the obvious, the stock price actually being down here, sitting pretty much at the lowest level it's been in 2021, but it's also the opportunity cost, because I could have put that capital into one of my other winners this year and could have seen significant gains. So it's kind of a double whammy here that I'm getting hurt with Peloton buy. And there's been a lot of confusion. Am I still holding the stock? Am I buying more shares? Why did I pick this stock, and why is it performing so badly? And I want to try to clear up as much as I can in this video here with Peloton stock and provide once and for all my mindset and my timeline for this investment. This will serve as the video when I get asked the question, why are you holding Peloton stock? How long I'm going to hold this for? All that kind of stuff. I'm going to point back to this video here. So I'm going to try to keep things concise and to the point. Also on that topic, I plan to make a similar video to this for Beyond Meat as well, because that's another stock that's just been a dog for me. It's hurting the portfolio a little bit there. So I'll be making that. If that's something you guys want to see, let me know in the comments down below. But either way, guys, if you appreciate this video, a thumbs up goes a long way. So I want to make something very clear right off the bat. I post every single trade that I make in my VIP group and on the Discord as well. So those of you that have been in the Discord for the last couple of years, you know that when I'm thinking of buying a stock, I let you guys know. And when I actually do make the purchase, right away, I let you guys know that I bought it and what price I bought it at. You can go back, scroll back through history, and you can see those purchase dates and the price I bought at. And in Teachable as well, you can see a catalog of every single trade that I've made for my core portfolio. This just serves as kind of a database for those who want to go back and fact check me. It's there. You can go back and take a look. But for those of you that are wondering how my portfolio is doing, here's what my core portfolio looks like today, which is 95% plus of my invested capital. The remaining is in a spec portfolio. But you can see here in this core portfolio that many names are performing well. There's tons of profitable picks. However, there's 3 red positions currently, one of which is Peloton, down almost 17%. So yes, while Peloton is one of my losers here, and a pretty good loser at that as well, it only makes up around 2% of my entire portfolio, guys. So please remember that when you think of Peloton, you think of me investing in Peloton, I'm not 100% invested in this company, nowhere even close to that. It's a very small portion of my portfolio. And if the stock fails, goes to zero, yeah, it's gonna hurt, but it's not gonna break my portfolio. However, the upside of the stock doubles or triples over the next few years, it'll do pretty well overall to bring that portfolio value up. Regardless, now that you know how the portfolio as a whole is doing and where Peloton sits in that portfolio, because it is sorted by size, you can see that I'm not too worried about the price action here with Peloton and how the stock is doing. And I'm just providing this video update for those of you that are wondering what I'm doing with my position. And kind of on that note, let's now talk about Peloton and my timeline here for this stock investment. So guys, here in 2021, high growth stocks and lockdown stocks have been absolutely decimated. The market has given them what they deserved, I guess, in 2020. But then as soon as 2021 hit, things got real again. Investors sold off these stocks aggressively, and a lot of names are yet to recover. Names like Zoom down 48% from its highs. Names like Spotify down 30% from its highs. You can go through tons of these growth and lockdown stocks, and you can see that many of them have seen massive corrections this year and have yet to see any signs of recovery. Even the beloved ARK funds here is seeing 20% plus losses. It's just not a fun time to be in high growth names right now, or lockdown names for that matter. And it just so happens that our beloved Peloton falls in both of these categories. It's a high growth stock, so it got hit, and it is a lockdown stock, so it got hit there as well. It was a double whammy. That has resulted in Peloton dropping near 50% from its highs, and that is a steep decline. Now, the reason I want to show you this is because I want you to understand that what Peloton is seeing, or at least what it saw in the first half of this year, was not necessarily a company-specific issue. It was an industry-wide issue. Stocks across the board sold off, and Peloton was in those baskets. But then, guys, we know what happened in May of this year when Peloton had those recalls on their treadmills. Yeah, that hurt the company, because as it was starting to recover, bam, that news came out, negative sentiment, negative headlines everywhere, and that sent Peloton back to new 2021 lows. This time, however, it wasn't a broader, market issue. It was a company specific issue. So I paid more attention to this and I ruled that this wasn't something that was going to deter me from the stock. The company handled it well. The company has gotten past it now, and I'm happy that they addressed it and they're moving on. And here's the thing, companies face these issues all the time. It's no secret here that some of the best brands in the world will see times where they mess up and there's going to be negative press and bears and sellers, and it just looks like it's doom and gloom for those companies, but those end up being the best buying opportunities. And I'm speaking from experience. I've had this happen with Tesla, of course, with Align Technologies, Nvidia, even our beloved Apple. These are all companies that I've seen massive drawdowns in the last few years. For some reason or the other, that's company specific, but guess what? They're strong brands, they're strong fundamentals, and they bounced back and hit new highs. Usually in these situations though, when there's negative news for companies specifically, it's really dependent on how bad the news is, but it could take a few weeks, sometimes a few months, sometimes a few quarters for things to blow over and for sentiment to change and turn positive once again. So obviously when I bought Peloton after it already sold off significantly from its highs, I didn't necessarily foresee those treadmill issues coming up, so that was another blow that pulled the stock lower, but I just took advantage of that. I lowered my cost basis even more, added more shares, and then I was hopeful that things would turn around quick, but things kind of got dragged out. There was a little bit back and forth with Peloton and regulators, and that just extended the pain here for the stock. And that's kind of the result of management making the decisions that they did. However, they learned from those mistakes, I believe at least, and I don't think they'll make those mistakes again. And during these times of uncertainty with the stock and everyone being like, oh, Peloton's going to zero, I just go back to the fundamentals, the drawing board, look at Peloton again, look at its growth, look at its cash, look at every metric that I can here for the stock. And I determine, this business is still doing exactly what I expect. It's doing the same as before this whole treadmill issue, and I think that it will be just fine over the long term. It's still a strong brand, it's still a market leader, still has a huge TAM, and now they're entering things like corporate wellness, and with Precore acquisition, they're entering more like, hotels and education and stuff. So there's a lot of opportunity ahead. The fundamentals, in my opinion, guys, are still sound with no issues at all. So really all it comes down to at this point is just give it time. That's really all it is. You can't expect every stock that you buy to just moon up the next week. Sometimes this stuff happens, sometimes it moves sideways for a while, sometimes it moves lower for a period of time, but those are just opportunities to keep adding into high conviction names. And then over time, you will be rewarded if it's a good business. So Peloton does also report their earnings here in a few weeks, so maybe that'll be the bottom here and things start moving higher. However, if there's something negative there, that could just extend this negative cycle. We could make new lows here, I don't know. But my guess is within the next couple of quarters, we should see things start to turn around for Peloton and sentiment should start turning positive again. To be honest, I think 2021 is just a write-off for the stock. I'll be happy if we even close flat on this position. But 2022, 2023, I'm extremely bullish that all of this negative stuff is going to be in the back burner. It's behind them and they have green fields ahead of them that they can take full advantage of. They're going to release new products. They're going to expand to new countries. It's going to be a good time for Peloton, and I think sooner or later, bulls will be back here in control of the stock. So to answer the question, am I selling my Peloton stock? Absolutely not. You guys saw how it comprises in my portfolio. It's not a huge position. It's a significant dollar amount, but it's an amount I'm comfortable holding, so no plans to sell. I may even add a little bit more here if we see lower prices in the coming months. And unless something on the fundamental level changes for the worse, that thesis is just going to remain intact, and I just got to let time play out. If, for example, Peloton comes out and says there's something fundamentally wrong with the company, something wrong with their subscriber growth, or something wrong with their actual product that people are starting to return or not like them or something like that, yeah, that may be a cause for concern, and that may be a reason to start scaling down this position. But as of right now, they're firing on all cylinders, and there was even news today that they're going to be hiring a lot more employees, signaling that they see a lot more growth ahead. So all I can say, guys, if you're in Peloton as well with me, You just gotta give it time. Just kind of let it do its thing. Don't watch it every day because that's gonna drive you crazy. And just remember, at the end of the day, this company is still only like a $25 billion market cap company. It can definitely grow to something much larger than that. I'm a strong believer in that. And I think over the next, let's say 3 to 5 years, this stock could actually outperform the index by a huge margin, and those that bought during these times of uncertainty will see good rewards. So that's kind of my view here on Peloton stock, and if you want to see me do a similar video on Beyond Meat, which is another dog in the portfolio, let me know in the comments down below. I'd be happy to do that for you guys, just to let you know where my mindset is and what my plans are with that business as well. So anyways guys, looking forward to a positive 2022, 2023 with Peloton. Let's just forget about 2021. This was not a great year for the stock. But regardless, I'm sure all of us has a Peloton-like stock in our portfolio. And you know, if it's high conviction, over time, good businesses, it will reward us. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to invest positively, and I'll see you in the next one.